In the second part of the video, how to sew a waistband, once you have stitched your waistband to your garment, you will press up the seam allowance all the way around the garment. Then you will press up the waistband on the edge that is not sewn to the garment. You will press it up the width of your seam allowance, which again I'm using a 5/8 inch seam allowance. And I've just pressed to the extension. And this is how we treat the extension. The two large dots will be your ending point for stitching the extension together. This 2-inch extension. So we clip just to the dot the waistband on either side. And we fold back the waistband, keeping the seam allowances pointing upwards on both sides. So we fold over the waistband with the right sides together, matching those dots. And notice that I am keeping a little bit of an overlap for the other side of the waistband. And place a pin. Right there. Also, these two ends of the extension will be stitched down, so you can place a pin there. For the other end of the waistband, we fold it over, right sides together. Keeping just a little bit of an extension, about 1/8 of an inch or less. And we pin together. We're now ready to stitch our ends together. Starting on my end that does not have the extension, I'm going to start stitching at the crease or the top of my waistband. And I'm going to stitch down across the extra layers of fabric. And I'm going to backstitch at beginning, backstitch at the end. This is to close the end of the waistband with no extension. Trim the seam very close, trimming away bulk, and clip the corner. And be sure to cut away any long tails of thread. To stitch the extension, we've pinned it right next to the zipper. You will stitch on this lengthy portion across to your small dot for your seam allowance, and you will stitch down to the top of the waistband. Remember to backstitch at beginning, pivot, and then backstitch at the end. Trim your long thread tails. And trim your seam allowances to eliminate the bulk. Clip the corners. And you will turn the extension. Remember, this is a very small waistband, and it's a skinny or a narrow 1.5 inches. So the extension, it may take you a minute to push that out.